is about how to compare two fractions. By the end of the lesson, you will be able to compare any two fractions using bigger than, smaller than, or equal signs. Let's start a quick revision on fractions before our lesson. How to write any fraction. Number 1. You have a square divided into 4 equal parts and you have only one green part. Again, you have a square divided into 4 equal parts and you have one part of them in green color. Before you write the fraction which represents our shape, we have to see magic rule. To write any fraction, you should count the number of colored parts and write it on the top, and you should count the number of total parts and write it at the bottom. 3, 4. Let's count the number of total parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 will goes down because it is the number of total parts. And we will write 1 at the top. We have only one colored part. Second example, we have a circle divided in 3 equal parts. Let's count the total parts, which is 1, 2, 3. So 3 will goes down, and we have only one colored part. It will goes up. Example number 3. We have another circle divided into 3 equal parts. 1, 2, 3 parts. So 3 will goes down and 2 will goes up because we have 2 colored parts. The summary: if you have any shape divided into equal parts and you want to write it into a fraction, write the number of colored parts at the top and write the number of total parts at the bottom. Let's take the second part of our revision, which is how to read a fraction. First, you should see that we have common fraction. We have 1/2, which is half, 1/3, which is third, 1/4, which is fourth, and so on, 1/10, which is tenth. We will use it soon. Let's take the first fraction and I ask you to read it. We have 2 in the numerator. We have 2 in the numerator, so we will write it as it is, 2. And the second part, we have 3 in the denominator. So if we have 3 in the numerator, we will write third. So we read the fraction as 2/3. The second example, we have 3/7. We have 3 in the numerator, so we will write it as it is, 3. And the second part, we have 7. So you should write 7th because we have 7 in the denominator. And you should read the fraction as 3/7. The last example, we have 4 at the numerator and 5 at the denominator. Can you answer it? Excellent. Since we have 4 in the numerator, we will write 4 as it is. And we have 5 at the denominator, so we will write 5th. So the answer will be 4/5. Let's take the second part, which is how to compare two fractions. Examples: both bigger than, smaller than, or equal. We have three problems here, but I have to ask you, what is the common in the three problems? Excellent. The all fractions has the same denominators. The denominators are equal in all fractions. The denominators are equal in all fractions. Okay, we have steps to solve the problems. First, you should look at the denominators, which is the number at the bottom. If they are equal, then the fraction with greater numerator is greater fraction. Again, if the denominators are equal, the fraction with greater numerator is greater fraction. Let's start. You have 5 in the first denominator and 5 in the second denominator. So, the denominators are equal. I hear you. 3/5 is smaller than 4/5 because 3 is smaller than 4. The second example, we have here 4 and 4. So the denominators are equal. So, can you solve it? Yes. 3 is bigger than 1. So 3/4 is bigger than 1/4. Number C. We have 8 and 8. The same. 7/8 is bigger than 3/8. Excellent. Let's make a quick summary. If you have two fractions and you need to compare between them, if you find that denominators are equal, so the fraction with greater numerator is the greater fraction. Let's move on. We have the second group of examples. Number D and number E, but they are different. Why? Because we have different denominators, but we have equal numerators. Excellent. If you see that, you are excellent student. Let's see our new steps. Look at the numerators. If they are equal, then the fraction with a smaller denominator is greater fraction. Again, it's a crazy one, I know. The fraction with a smaller denominator is greater fraction. Let's rephrase it. When the denominator gets smaller, the fraction gets bigger. When the denominator gets smaller, the fraction gets bigger. Okay, let's start. We have 9th and half. The denominator of the first fraction is 9 and the denominator of second fraction is 2. So, I will say it again. The fraction with smaller denominator is bigger fraction. So 9th is smaller than half. Let's solve the second one. Can you solve it? I will count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I will explain it again. You have here 3 and you have here 9. So, the first fraction is greater than the second fraction. But, let me draw the two fractions for you and compare the two colored parts. The first fraction, which is 9th, we have a yellow part. The second fraction, which is 3rd, we have green part. Let me ask you, which part is bigger than the other part? The green part or the yellow part? You got me? The green part is bigger than the yellow part, so third is bigger than ninth. Let's move on. We have example and details, and it will be the last example. We have here third and quarter. And since the green part is bigger than the blue part, so third is bigger than quarter. I hope I make it clear for you. Thank you, and I hope to see you soon.